Hey everyone out there, my name is Devin Adams. I'm a Fortinet instructor here in Tempe, Arizona for Dynamic Worldwide, and this is finally my last video in this SD-WAN, VPN, IPsec, MPLS failover. So I say that, but I know for a fact I'm going to have to do this remote one at some time. Um, but anyways, where we're at now is we've done pretty well. So we attached the New York office to our headquarters, and we're able to pass traffic all the way through our VPN tunnel to headquarters and then through our MPLS network back to our data center. All right. And that's kind of what a hub and spoke topology traditionally does. Okay. This being the hub, then DCs actually being a form of our spoke, even if we have an MPLS network. All right. But there is a problem, and one is the single point of failure of this MPLS network, right? And what if it was even faster for the New York traffic to go directly to our DC, which I made believe was in Texas. Our headquarters is here in Arizona. This is where the SD-WAN becomes what it is, and that is, I don't want to use the word magical because it's not magical, but it is cool. So guys, our goal for this last video, all right, is gonna be getting our redundant SD-WAN IPsec tunnels to headquarters and the DC, and then you're gonna see here, no matter which connection we trash, we're still going to keep our connectivity. That's at least the goal, all right, and that should actually conclude this demo playlist series, okay? Because honestly, everything that we've done in this video series, you just do it all over again for each one of these connections. If we threw in another pipe to the DC, you just have to make more VPN connections. It's all up to you and how much level of redundancy that you want, all right? But the SD-WAN does take care of it, and especially the new FortiGates that are capable of offloading some of that to the A6, which is really amazing. So anyways, all right, let's just go ahead and do this. Are you guys ready? So the first thing we're going to have to do is build an IPsec tunnel between New York and our DC in Texas. All right, so I'm just going to start from the New York side. Why? I have no idea. Got to start somewhere. Okay, so here we go. We're going to log in, and yeah, I know. I need to put a password on there someday. Good thing it's a lab environment. All right, so let's go ahead and build that tunnel. All right, and we've done this before in our other videos. So, but this time we're going to be going to the DC instead of to the headquarters. All right, so here we are. We're going to say custom. We're going to call this to DC. All right. Then our make-believe public IP address is 10.200.6. All right, sure, 10.200.6.1. Going out the only WAN interface we got right now. We don't need NAT transversal. Password. And then also our quick mode selectors will leave quad 0. So, all right, there we go. Okay. Then just like once again, like in our other videos, before adding it to the SD-WAN, let's go forward and put that management IP address on it. All right. So this side of the tunnel is going to be 10. Nope, we were using 272, weren't we? 172, 16, 2 dot, I don't know, 7. All right. And then on the other side, it's going to be 172, 16, 2.8 with the /32. We'll give it ping access. It'd be nice if I use periods instead of commas. All right. Sorry about that, guys. All right, cool. Now we can add it to our SD-WAN, okay? So let's go to our SD-WAN, and let's go ahead and add it to DC. And we're going to say pass all traffic off to 172.16.2.8. All right, hit apply. Now nothing's going to really work until we go do it on the DC side. So let's go to Texas, close this bad boy out. All right, here we are. All right, admin, log in. Leave me alone. Just kidding, there we go. All right, and let's go ahead and build that corresponding tunnel. So let's go to VPN. Let's go to our IPSec tunnel. I don't know why I just don't go to the wizard, because it takes me to the wizard anyways. There we go. And we're going to say now 2NYC. All right. Our make-believe IP address, that's publicly facing, is 7. Going out Z1 interface. All right. No NAT transversal. Nice pre-shared key. All right. We'll leave those quad 0. That's fine. And then we're going to go and put on our management interface again. So let's go to network interfaces. All right, to New York. And if you guys remember, we gave this one an 8. So we're going to go 172.16.2.8. And the corresponding side of that tunnel is going to be the New York's office with a /32. We'll give it ping access, okay? Now that it has the management IP address, we can go ahead and add it to the SD-WAN. All right, so let's go to the SD-WAN and let's add New York. So we're gonna say interface, New York. All right, 172.16.2, and then it's gonna be a 7. All right, now theoretically speaking, that's all that we should need in order to ping the New York office. So let's try it out, because they should be directly connected to each other through the VPN tunnel. So, all right, here we go. Execute ping 172.16.2.7. And there it is. Our VPN tunnel is established. All right. Very, very cool. Now, guys, the New York office is not providing any kind of services. It is a branch office, and it is consuming resources, right, out on our network. So I'm gonna do my focus here, at least for right now. Okay. So now that we have those 2 tunnels, all right, and they should actually be up. So because we were pinging them, right? We have to stop here and think for a moment. Okay, where exactly are we going? All right. So, well, we need to access headquarters, and we also need to access DC, because remember, we had a IIS server here and also a web server in our DC. So those are our 2 resources. And why I bring this up is because when we go to our performance SLAs now, we already have one for our headquarters. But now, because we want the redundancy, we're also going to add in the interface, okay, of the DC. Now, the right rules to get it there might be a little trickier, all right, but at least we can start there, okay? All right, so let me hit refresh here. And you're going to see that that's not going to come up. Okay, and the reason why is because these health checks are using the management IP address of the VPN tunnel. All right, so we have to make sure that that VPN subnets can get there from here. All right, so for starters, I know for a fact we did not allow that through the HQ's FortiGates when we're passing internal traffic. All right, so let's at least start there. Okay. So, all right. So let's go to policy and objects. Because I promise you, when we do our health checks the other direction, we're going to need the VPN management subnet there anyways. All right. So I'm just going to do my due diligence and add it right now while I'm here. That way our health checks will go through to the other branch offices and vice versa. All right. Okay. But if you think about it, it's popping out of the SD-WAN and it is coming here. So check this out. Technically speaking, it should be working. So this was just for when we do our other health check. I kind of got ahead of myself. All right. But I now know that the problem's probably not here, but on the DC itself. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the DC. I'm trying to flow this through in my mind. And let's go and go to our firewall policy and objects. Okay. Now we have the SD-WAN popping out of there. And it's going, well, no, maybe that should be it. I'm seeing it right there. Yeah. But you know what? There's nothing that's saying SD-WAN out through the SD-WAN. All right, because that MPLS interface is, technically speaking, the SD-WAN. So, okay, sure. It's like, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck? Anyways, so what I'm saying here, guys, is that we have to visualize this. Okay, so we're gonna have to say from NYC, okay, to HQ. So the SD-WAN does all the heavy lifting. All right. So, but at our source, it's going to be our New York office. See how we have no New York office? So let's go ahead and add that. But also, I'm allowing the VPN because of the health check. So we're going to say NYC subnet. All right. Looks good to me. 10.10.30/24. All right, perfect. For its destination, okay, it's going to stop at the HQ. And we can actually just leave it at that, okay? So, because remember, we're trying to get access to that IIS. We do not need NAT. All right. In reality, we'd limit all these services and all that jazz, but whatever. Okay. And now we should have it to get through. All right. So, and if not, we'll figure it out. So let's go back here. Let's hit our refresh. And hopefully that health check will come up. All right, perfect. So what was the whole point of all that, guys? Is to make sure that the VPN management IP address could make it through to this IIS server, through the IPSec tunnel, through the DC firewall, over the MPLS network, over here to headquarters. Okay, so now that it's there and the health check is working, let's go ahead and make another one, but this one to the DC server that's mission critical. All right, so we're going to say QoS DC, and this is going to be HTTP of 10.10.2.100, and the participants are going to be both of our VPN tunnels. Okay, we're going to hit OK. And I don't trust that, so let's hit refresh. Because if something doesn't work here, we know we have to go back through our firewall rules and just follow the path and make sure that all the access is turned on in all the firewall policies. And it looks like it is. All right, so there we go. We got our health checks. Okay. Now, if we go to our firewall policies on the New York office, because remember, we're focusing on the New York office here, I believe that we did some. Yeah, we did some generic, if you're trying to get out to somewhere in the subnet coming from our New York office, just go out the SD-WAN. All right. Now, we didn't really tell it when and how, not when, but like which one to pick. And that's exactly what we're going to do now that we have our health checks. We're going to write our rules. Okay, so I just wanted to verify that I had the firewall policies configured first. Okay, so here we go. So if we go back to network, we go to our SD-WAN rules. Now remember, guys, this is routing based off of not just the granularity of like, protocol, even user group or application, but also the quality of the link. All right, so here we go. We have 2 HQ New York subnets. Now I need to be more specific here. All right, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to say, hey, if you're trying to specifically get to the HQ subnets, all right, so I'm going to take this out. And we don't have an HQ, so I'm going to make one. All right, and so I'm going to say, hey, if you're trying to get to HQ specifically, all right. And you don't have to make those colors, by the way, guys, but I do. All right, here we go. So if you're going to HQ specifically from New York, I want you to use the HQ and the DC interface, but pick which one of these two has the less latency. We could also do jitter or packet loss, okay? There's also costs now that you can assign to these interfaces for measuring quality and things like that. That'll be a different topic later on, but there you guys go. So it's way more specific, right? And once again, you got to make sure that hits before this rule here. All right, so let's go ahead and do it again. And this time we're going to say to DC, okay? And then we are going to say coming from New York, going to specifically the DC subnet, which we don't have. So let's make it real quick. DC subnet. Green for boogers. All right. 10.10.2.0, 24. Static route. Hit OK. Now, by the way, guys, I don't think you have to say static route. I just like the option if I want to do static routes later on. Anyways, so here we go. But now we're going to say, hey, you know what? I want you to use both of these guys, but get me there depending on the health checks done on this health server that we've added. All right? And then make sure you put it before your catch-alls. Okay? Now, technically speaking, as far as I know off the top of my head, I could be wrong, but that should be it, okay? To get it to pick either going through the IPSec tunnel, down the MPLS to the DC, all right? Or picking the VPN tunnel from here to here, depending on its quality, all right? So, wow. If it works, I don't even know if we get access to it yet. Can we get to the IIS server? Oh, snap, we can. Can we get to the net tools? Okay, we can. Let's see if we can really get there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a ping loop, all right, on both of them from New York. So there you go. We're hitting the internal HQ side. And let me do another one here. 10.10.2.100, all right. You see what I mean, guys? It's not really hitting that IP address. So let's figure out what's going on here, okay? Let's go back to our NYC FortiGate. Now it could be here, it could be also on the DC. All right, so let's go ahead and check the DC's firewall. All right. All right, so we have popping out of the SD-WAN onto port 4. Okay, do you guys see anything here that says New York office? Yeah, I forgot one of our firewall rules. I wish I could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. There we go. Hit apply. There it is. That other one must have just been cached. So, okay. Whew. All right. Where are we? All right, so that's headquarters, and look at that, just like magic. The second the firewall policy was there on the DC, it started flowing, okay? So what's the big deal? Yes, we have connectivity, but what about redundancy? Okay, what about picking the best path? Because I think, you know, one of the best things I've heard in a long time is one of my students like, well, you can't QoS the internet. I'm like, well, of course you can't. That's why we have the SD-WAN. So are you guys ready? So check this out. So let's go ahead and keep these two running, and that's going to generate traffic for us to check it out on our 40 view. And then let's go over to our all sessions and let's try to break this, okay? So are you guys ready? So let's come over here and there's our 2 pings. So you can see that it's actually picking the direct to DC, and then to get to headquarters, it's picking the headquarters VPN. And that's kind of logically what we'd expect it to do, all right? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to add in, oh, there it is, the interface. It was already there, nice. And let's see if we can't break this. So what happens, okay, what happens when that WAN interface on our headquarters goes down? All right, so I'm gonna kill this, okay. I have 2 windows open, all right. Did we lose anything? Guys, we didn't even lose a single packet. And if we come over here and we hit the refresh, it instantly jumped over to the DC tunnel. And now it's utilizing the DC's VPN connection to go through the MPLS network to get back to headquarters. And then the second that we turn this on, all right, you're going to see here, and by the way, that's an actual box that boots, but it's going to eventually see that the better connection is through the HQ directly. But notice we still have not dropped a ping packet yet. All right, look at that. It jumped it directly to the next VPN tunnel that had the better quality on it. Come on, guys, that's flipping cool. Come on, that's cool. Okay, are you ready? Well, what happens now if the DC loses its WAN connection? Yeah, that's no good. All right. Oh, packets are probably dying. Look at that. It instantly started using the HQ's VPN tunnel and the MPLS network to get back to the DC office, even though the DC lost its WAN connection that had the site-to-site VPN tunnel established. All right, so let's see how many packets we dropped there. Guys, it still didn't drop a packet. What the heck? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, if this is not enough to write your grandmother about, then you guys are watching the wrong set of videos. You guys are in the wrong field, because honestly, that is amazing. All right, let's go ahead and turn this back on, and you'll see after it boots up and the quality check comes back up, it will instantly switch back over to using that direct DC connection. And guys, everything in this video, you could do it for more IPsec tunnels on these other WAN interfaces. You could do it for more VPN tunnels if we had another circuit here. It's the same process. Now, if you're probably thinking that that's a lot of overhead, all right, that's why we have our management, our central management from Fortinet, like the FortiManager. I know that they're trying to roll out some cloud services to get these tunnels spit up on the fly, like the one-click VPN solutions. So, but you got to admit though, look at that. This is what makes the SD-WAN amazing, because we can make routing decisions based off of a quality of a link. Okay, that's impressive. And guys, that's going to conclude my SD-WAN demo. So not only do we have dual IPsec tunnels for failover from our branch offices, we have some pretty good redundancy going here, and the SD-WAN is a part of the FortiGate's guts. I mean, all you have to do is have a support contract on it, and you can utilize it. So, all right. So this series went on way too long. Definitely the longest one I've ever recorded, with the sense of time consuming. So, but all right, guys, that's about it. And I hope someone found that helpful. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. So.